Basically now I'm just the chair of community projects.
Okay.
But in the past I'm a former president of the
Okay.
Sarasota Garden Club. And I've been a member for about 13 years.
Oh, okay.
Having been involved even in when they looked at the cultural district in 2006 and 7. I was part of that when they were looking at the Quay property and the new developer came in and he wanted to do certain things to the cultural district, and they looked at the entire cultural district at that time, which of course, due to various reasons, it did not materialize. Well, we decided at this point in time to become an active stakeholder because of the fact of the property. We have been here for over 50 years. When you hear all the discussions about the green space, the 75 acres to be developed, we look at the fact that the Sarasota Garden Club is the beginning of that green space. It's been here for 50 years. Why should that change now when it's been an integral part of the community of the city of Sarasota that owns all of this land of the 75 acres, a small portion that's the former Quay that the city owns. But we've been part of this property from the very inception to it. Started in 1960 when this property was developed. And prior to that time, it's interesting because the Sarasota Garden Club, where Luke Park was, which is off 41, where they now have the Mabel Ringling Fountain, that used to be taken care of by the members of the Sarasota Garden Club.
Wow.
So it's got a whole history behind it, and we feel it important to become part of this so that we can see the development on behalf of not only the people that own this property, which is the citizens of Sarasota, but we're looking beyond the city of trying to develop this land for many, many people in the surrounding areas. And I know many times people talk, let's talk about the residents versus the tourism. But I think in some cases they come hand in hand because you have to look at both. But our involvement is because we're so concerned with the property. We're certainly looking at the total picture and want to be part of the development of this total picture in some way. Well, I visualize it being, at least in representing the Garden Club and myself, I visualize it as being an extensive green space, hopefully that can be enjoyed by all citizens. And I look beyond that, I look for children. I look how children could enjoy this, the whole family. Right now, sometimes it's limiting as to who attends the various events. But I visualize it being open to everybody, no matter what individual you are, how much money you have, but it's a glorified park, which there are very few of in Sarasota itself, that gives you a venue that you can come and enjoy. In fact, one of the big comments was, we have the green space here. We're sitting under this magnificent oak that's probably very, very old. But the fact of, even in the green space that they're going to develop, to be able to have trees, canopy trees. They talk about being able to use year-round in the summertime. Well, we all know when it's hot during the summer, you don't go out and stand in the sun, not unless you love a dermatologist. but it allows everybody to come out and enjoy the walk in the evening. And again, there's some people brought up the factors of safety and so forth. But I think as they develop it, and you certainly have the venues being developed, it will all fall into place. The question is, how is it going to fall into place? And then how, when you look at the various buildings, how are they going to fall into place as to how they fit? Because the Van Wezel, you've got the orchestra, you've got some major players here. And certainly nobody wants to see them disappear. But again, they're all part of that broad picture as to what the end result. But you're going to have more use of the bayfront than you've ever had before, hopefully. That's the goal, I think. Everybody's saying, we're letting this beautiful land, and we got to make sure, we can't think of today. The buildings could be gone tomorrow. We've got to look at the land, so the land remains like it is without being further developed with some developers who would love to see this piece of land. See, I've gone through this once before. I can see it in my mind. Sometimes I'll be laying there at night and I'll visualize what it would look like. And I think as more people become involved and we all have a vision, they call it 2020, and I kept thinking, the 2020, we have 2020 vision, which is perfect vision. And then they say, I picked up the further thing. Well, we're not looking at, I don't know that it's the 2020 vision, but we're looking at the year 2020. So they fall so well together. As far as what the outcome is going to be at the end. I can see it, but it's my vision, and everybody has their own vision of what this is going to look like.